Hello guys, welcome to the next video on Android SQLite Database tutorial for beginners. And in this video we will see how to delete data in SQLite Database using our Android app. So let's get started. Till now we have seen how to insert data, how to update data, and how to view data in SQLite Database. So let's add a new button and we will call this button as delete data. So let's change the text of this button as delete, and the button ID will change it to button delete. Okay, now once we have this button, what we are going to do is we are going to go to our database helper class, which we have made in our previous videos. And in this class we will create a new function and we will call it as delete data function, or method as we say in Java. So let's call it a public function which will return integer, and we will call it as delete data function, for example. And it will take one argument, and this argument will be the ID of our table. Okay, so we know that we have 4 columns, as I always mentions in our database table. One is ID, name, surname, and age. This table we have been working on, and we want to delete the data on the basis of ID, because ID is our primary key here. Primary key means the unique identifier on the basis of which we can recognize the data which we want to affect. In this case we want to delete this data, right? So that's why this function delete data will take this ID as an argument. Now the first thing which we will do is we are going to create the SQLite database object using this get writable database, which we have done in the last videos also, right? So just copy this and paste it here. Okay, and the next thing is we will take this database instance to delete the data. So take db here, and we are going to call delete on this database instance, and this delete takes 3 arguments. One is the name of your table. So let's press control and go inside this delete function first of all, and let's see what it takes. So this delete function takes the name of your table, and then second argument is the where clause, and the third argument is the value which you want to pass as a string array. And in return it returns the number of affected rows if the data is deleted, or number of rows which are deleted. Otherwise, if no data is deleted, it returns 0. Okay, so we are going to use this return integer to check how many rows are affected, or if any rows are affected or not, and on the basis of this we can print the result, right? So we will come back to our database helper class, and first argument we will pass it as the table name. Our table name is student table, so we will take the table name variable and pass it as a first argument. Second argument is the clause, and clause is, in this case, is we want to delete the data on the basis of ID, right? And the ID column name in our case is ID here, right? So you can take this ID, and we want to ask for the ID. So we will ask what is the ID, like this. ID is equal to question, and then this question mark will be replaced by the value we are going to pass here as a third argument. So this will be the new string array, and here we will pass the ID, the value of ID, which we take from here, and this is going to delete your data. Now we are seeing here I'm returning integer, so you can just write return, because this delete method in the SQLite Database class returns the integer, right? So this is the method we want to create in database helper class. Now what we are going to do is we are going to go to our main activity.java class, where we will write our code for the button press, right? So first thing we are going to do is we are going to declare one more button variable, and we will name it as button delete, for example. And now we are going to cast this button in our onCreate method. So in here I'm going to copy this and I'm going to just cast this button delete and change the ID. So ID dot button delete. Okay, now next thing is, as we always do, is we will create a function which will be a public function and it's going to return nothing, and we will name it as delete data function, and it's going to take no argument. And in here what we are going to do is we are going to take our button delete variable dot set onClick listener, and we will create a new onClick listener. And in here what we want to do is we just want to call our delete data function, right? So here what we are going to do is we are going to declare an integer variable, and we will call it as deleted rows, right, is equal to, and then we are going to take the object of our my database class or database helper class, which is mydb in my case, dot we will call this delete data function which we have created just now, right? And this takes one argument which is ID. So let's see what is the ID of this edit text ID. So this is edit text ID itself, right? So we will just write edit text ID. Okay, now we are going to take the text from it, so we will call get text function here, and then we are going to convert this into string, right? So whatever this function returns, we will check how many number of rows are affected. If this deleted rows not equal to 0, that means some rows are deleted, or better we can say is greater than 0. Okay, if this is greater than 0, then what we are going to do, I will copy this to save some time, and we are going to create a toast which will show the message like this: data deleted. And if this deleted row is equal to 0, so if number of rows deleted is equal to 0 or less than 0, then we say data not deleted. Okay, so this is our function which we want to create in our main activity.java file. And don't forget to copy this and paste it in your onCreate method. So call this function in your onCreate method, and now we are going to run this program. So let's run it. So now our app is running. First of all, let's see what data we have. So we will click view all, and right now we have two rows, right? One is ID1 and one is ID2. So let's delete this ID2 data, for example, right? So what we need to do is we will just go to this ID edit text, and we will just write 2 here. Okay, and now what we are going to do is we will just click delete, and it says data deleted, and we will see once again all the data. So we will click view all, and now only one row is remaining here. So that means it has deleted our row number 2 or ID2 data. Okay, in the same way, if you write here 1, and click delete, it will delete the row 1 or a row with ID 1. So in this way you can delete the data in SQLite database using your Android app. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please rate, comment and subscribe, and bye for now.